So I'm Max Coveney. I work at Erasmus University as a researcher and a teacher in the Applied Economics department. I'm originally from Australia, 32 years old, live in Rotterdam. So I always knew as an undergrad in Australia that I wanted to travel, spend a bit of time in Europe. And I knew I wanted to study health economics. So doing a bit of research, Erasmus ticked both of those boxes. So from Australia, Netherlands is a very interesting place, and they offered this master program in health economics, which was, some of the best people in the field. So basically those two reasons, I came here to study my master's and never left, so still here. So I think my best work is probably my work on peer effects. So peer effects is this topic within education economics, which basically asks questions about how usually your academic peers influence you. So if you happen to be put in a classroom with some really good students, how does that impact your academic performance yourself? Currently, I'm working on a few topics, mostly about students and learning. So one of the projects is about this teacher advice in the Netherlands. So when primary school students arrive in their last year of primary school, their teachers have to give them sort of an academic advice about which secondary school track they should be allocated to. And as a foreigner, this was always very interesting to me, that very early on students are kind of tracked into these different tracks which are going to have big implications for where they end up. So part of my research now is understanding how teachers come up with those recommendations, if there's perhaps some biases in how they arrive at the academic advice that they give students, whether they treat sort of equally talented students differently depending on different characteristics. So I think economics is already going in an interesting direction. Bigger databases, more complex statistical techniques. I think we're going to be heading in this direction for a while. So I think Erasmus is, I would say, it's a place with lots of ambition. I think the students that I meet, that I'm teaching and that I get to interact with, they're always very ambitious. Same with my colleagues. I'm lucky enough to have some very talented, ambitious colleagues. So I think people come here to do, serious, socially relevant research. On the other side, I think there's also, it's not a pretentious place. So it's not overly academically stuffy. It's not, there's, people can also be relaxed. So, I think I can have a coffee with my colleagues and we can discuss research, but I can also have a drink with them after work. So I think, ambition, but it's not a pretentious place. That's how I would describe Erasmus. So my favorite spot at Erasmus, I think, is the Erasmus building. So that's the building where students go to defend their theses or their PhD theses. There's also a Nobel Prize, medal there from Jan Tinbergen. And the reason I like that building is that you get to see people on, some of the most important days of their life. Some of my most important memories were in that building defending my PhD. And it's a place with, I think, a lot of importance. What I really enjoy is guiding students through the thesis process, so writing either their bachelor or their master thesis. The reason I enjoy that is you kind of get to see students kind of do their crowning achievement of their time in university. So they're putting everything they've learnt together over the past year or 3 years. And you can give them feedback on a whole range of stuff and really see them grow and give them a chance to do some kind of original academic research, which is really also inspiring for me as a sort of teacher to see the students who really take that opportunity and run with it. So probably, the main piece of advice I would give to students, if I think back to my own student experience, I think the most formative kind of almost life-changing part of my studies was traveling, so doing an Erasmus year abroad. I obviously learned a lot at university academically, but in that period, totally new context, new people. You also grow a lot as a person.